I have a martial art background. I started training Taekwondo at age 7 and third-degree black belt, and so I've been looking for a role that can have the spirit of combat and the strength, but also be well-written and human and vulnerable at the same time. So
when you're casting this role, and she comes in and tells you she's got Taekwondo and a black belt in martial arts and has been doing this since she was 7, does that turn you on as a producer to say, I think I just found the right person here?
We had difficulty casting the lead roles because we were offered, to begin with, a lot of very pretty English actors. In a manner of speaking. Because that's people that were being cast for every other movie and every other TV show. And I just thought, most of these guys couldn't lift an axe, let alone use it. And in the same way with Lagatha, we had a lot of, very beautiful, very young actresses. But then you think, is this someone who's had 2 children and has fought and killed people? No, it's not convincing, So we waited. Well, we didn't wait, but we looked for quite a long time. And we needed that reassurance that the actors would be able to be comfortable in physical roles and would be persuasive in those. And we got our man and our woman in the end. I'm very pleased to say, but I was hanging on, and I would have hung on to the last moment to get the right people for those roles.
I think you're casting all through the series here is right on.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, you've struck gold in that regard.
Yeah.
Now, Clive, Rollo's kind of a sociopath.
That's a good introduction.
He's a really interesting character. He's gotten more interesting as just those first 9 episodes have gone along, right to the finale. It's really going to be interesting to see where he goes. From your point of view as an actor approaching this, what were you looking for in bringing him across this character?
Rollo could have easily been written as this big Neanderthal bull of a man that's, like the Asterix and Obelix and that cartoon with the oath of a brother. And what Michael did is there's so many layers to him. That's what I always look for in a character, is just the flip side of a coin. If anyone happens to be heroic on the surface, what are their insecurities, their fears, what do they lie awake at night and worry about? And there's all those, it's so multifaceted, and it's about choices. And Rollo, throughout the first season, has many choices to make, and there's lots of avenues you can go. And once you can make that choice, is there any going back? Or do you regret it instantly? The ugliness that's behind it. And it's very, once you've got a character that's in the grey, it's very easy really to kind of just run with it.
Yeah, and it's such a great dynamic between the two of you playing brothers, and you're sort of living in his shadow here, and you get to develop that. So, Travis, in working out those scenes there and making sure that he doesn't completely take over, what's that like in the dynamic that you two have?
I think it's very interesting, and we've got so much conflict, and we've got the hearts for this beautiful woman. No, it's really interesting, it's a real struggle, a real brotherly struggle. I've got brothers, and I'm lucky we didn't have accents back then.
That's true. What, Clive, shocked you when you did your research about Vikings? What did you know that you just go like, wow?
Well, I grew up in Britain kind of doing all that kind of stuff, running around in monasteries and ruins and castles and things, and I've always loved that kind of building and history, but I, like lots of people, grew up thinking that the Vikings were the big horned helmet, crazy nutcases, and especially in films, they're always the kind of hired help that turn up, Sheriff of Nottingham or something, hire some Celts or some Vikings to turn up completely out of period. Once you kind of start looking into the sagas and you start doing your research, there's just masses and masses of stuff, and it's the belief system and the culture that has just been long forgotten. It's never been shown on the screen before. So to kind of get your teeth into that, and I think really we're probably the first to kind of really go into depth and be able to explore it in a TV show rather than a film. there's hundreds and hundreds of facts that just come out to me all the time, and every time I read something new, it just kind of changes my whole opinion on the culture. So yeah, I mean, I actually was just, I found out today, which is quite convenient. I went on a French exchange trip when I was 11 to Rouen and Dieppe, and apparently when I was 11 years old, when you have to kind of write your little scrapbooks about what you got up to, I put a scrapbook at home about talking about a statue of Rollo and the statue of the Viking that I saw in Rouen. So I just found that out this morning. So at the time, he was just a big Neanderthal Viking that I knew nothing about.
Everything connects. Everything connects.
Everything connects.
Yeah.